I'm storming on you chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you breaking me, kid. I'm harder than nails. Plus I keep it on lock like I'm part of the jail. I'm slaughtering stale competition. I got the whole block wishing they could run with my division, but they gone fishing with no bait. Kid, your boy hold weight. I got my soul straight. I brush your mouth like Colgate. In any weather, I'm never better. Your boy's so hot, you never catch me in the next man's sweater. If they hate, let them hate. I drop your whole clan. Lay your ass. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how we doing today? Much love to everybody. Cena, just geeking. How we doing, my guy? Welcome into the stream, brother. Hopefully you're having a good day. Yeah, man, we're paying a little bit of homage to the new WWE champion today. We're playing some baseball, but regardless, we gotta pay a little bit of a tribute to our boy John Cena with an absolute crazy outcome, I will say, to what was a WrestleMania to remember. 17-time champion, man. That's not something that is taken lightly or said lightly. So it's gonna be pretty cool, man. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Shout outs to everybody over on Twitch. Shout out to everybody over on TikTok. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. For the first time, we're gonna be live streaming over on YouTube as well. So we got a little bit of a dynamic today, man. We're gonna try some things out. Don't like how it was done, but love that Cena got it. I agree, and I think that's kind of the point. I don't think anybody was supposed to like the outcome of John Cena winning the belt, right? And I like that. I've seen a lot of people commenting and everything about it. So, dude, there's so much crazy shit that's been going on. Yo, Vandy, how you doing? What overall is my Dynasty team? Let's check real quick. I'm not sure. We haven't played Diamond Dynasty in a little bit. It's probably been like about a month since I played. As you can see, we made Division Series. I probably could have went a lot higher, which kind of sucks we didn't get the exact card that we wanted to get. Anthony Zambrano, how you doing, my guy? Welcome to the stream, Anthony. Vandy, how you doing, my guys? You guys all tuning in for the first time over on the YouTubes, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Let's turn down the tunes just a little bit. But, yeah, we're in 85 overall right now. So this is what our Diamond Dynasty team looks like right now. No hate on it. But it ain't bad. Big Jacob Wilson guy. It's pretty run-of-the-mill. I haven't played a whole lot of Diamond Dynasty this year. I've played enough. But today is going to be a fun day. Today is going to be a very fun day. Because we're not going to be doing anything Diamond Dynasty related. We're going to be doing something that is brand new to this channel. It is going to be something that we are going to be promoting over on YouTube. So if you guys are watching this live, you guys are also going to be kind of like, I don't want to say doubling up, because you guys are watching this on a vertical scale on YouTube. Which I do apologize. Streamlabs is weird. We're streaming over on TikTok. We're streaming on Twitch. We're streaming on YouTube. So pick your poison, man. We are going to be doing the Oakland Athletics in what is going to be an absolute not Oakland Athletics team. We're going to get into that in a second. But is your best card, who is your best card you have? I don't know, probably like that Mark McGuire or the Manny Ramirez. Probably something like that. Like I said, I don't really grind a whole lot of Diamond Dynasty. We are, though, going to be doing our fantasy draft for the first time. So this is going to be something that's going to be getting uploaded to YouTube. We're going to be chopping this down. We're going to be editing this. We're going to be diving into this. But we are going to be getting into this a little more crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Iowa Knothole Gang as our team for this year's franchise. We're going to be doing a fantasy draft. We're going to be getting into the funs of it. We're going to be drafting as good of a team as we can possibly assemble. We're going to hopefully get a good place in the draft. I've done a lot of mock drafts on here, I will say, so I have a little bit of a good idea of some kind of approach that I want to take into this. But this is going to be the mainstream franchise for you guys. We are going to be posting this on YouTube. We are going to be streaming the games live on Twitch, live on TikTok, live on YouTube as well. And we are going to be able to make this a compiled series as well for you guys' viewing pleasures. So you can either watch them live, you can watch them how you want, man. That is the joy of this. But the Iowa Knothole Gang is going to be the team that we're going to be representing. This is a team that represents not only Iowa, which if you guys understand the reference, shout out to you baseball fans. You guys are awesome. We are the Knothole Gang. We're going to be peeking over the fence. We're going to be the little kids standing on the milk crates, making an impact, making something happen. We are going to be bigger than baseball themselves. We are going to be a team devoted to the fans, devoted to the players, devoted to the passion of the game. And that is where we are going to set our foundation for this fantasy team that we are going to be building. Now, with that being said, there's a couple things that I want to get off of my mind real quick while we do this. Okay? Just a couple. And it's nothing crazy. Hold on. Boom. I think I got it. I want to make sure that you guys could only... Yeah, alright, we're good. Anyway. Couple things to note. We are replacing the Athletics. Now, the problem with that is the Athletics are not the most fund-heavy team, if you will. We are going to be sitting at $124.5 million. So, $124,500,000. You guys can see in the top right corner of the screen. That is our current budget entering this draft. That is what we got to work with. That is the amount of money that we have to try to make something happen on this team. We are, without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, excited to be able to get into this one. If you're excited, let me know. We're going to be breaking some things down. But the one big thing that we are going to be taking away from this is going to be the budget. Now, to make things a little bit easier for the viewing pleasure of everybody that is being involved here. Now, I just want to talk about this real quick. Let me also move this. I think we're going to want this to be over here to a degree. And, like, we can do a little... Yes, thank you. Boom. Okay, wonderful. So, now, with the budget being over there, that is something that a little easier to be able to, for you guys to see. And on the top of that, we are also, every once in a while, I have a potential roster spot. We are going to be slotting in everybody to kind of give not only me, but you guys a good outlook on who is going to be getting drafted, where they are positionally on our team. So I'll try my best to be able to pop that out everywhere for you guys whenever you guys are watching. Because this is going to be recorded in a different fashion than what it is going to be edited down as, right? So this is going to be a very slow draft. We're going to be taking our time. There is no rush. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. Once we hit that advance button, we are underway in this draft. We are on the clock. Well, not officially, I guess, but we are due time to be able to make the best of our opportunities, the best of the moments here. Because if we don't, we could set up for not such a good team. Now, talking about the structure of the team, talking about where I want to look, I'm kind of looking to build a team that may not be exactly the best team this year. Now, I know that might sound funny, but I want to build a strong core. I don't want to build around players that are like 34, 33, 35 years old, right? It's not that we can't have players of that age, and there's nothing wrong with having some of the players of that age, but the problem is A lot of those guys come with a big price tag, which we don't really have a lot of flexibility to pay for. And on top of that, there is room for digression. So I would rather set us up for the future than the now. And that is just me. I'm not saying that the now can't happen, but I want the future to look more promising than the now does at the end of this draft. Now, the now can look good, but boy, do I want the future to look better. And that's how I want to lay this draft out. I also really want to start going pitcher heavy. We will probably more than likely, unless we'll see where we go positionally in the draft, that has a big impact on pick number 1. But I do want to get some of our starting pitchers, at least our 1 and 2 guys, out of the way sooner than later for this draft. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there's not much more to talk about. There's not much more to discuss. The Iowa Knothole Gang enters the 2025 Fantasy Draft pick number. What do we got? We are going to be pick number. Oh, it's not looking good, boys. Oh, no. Oh, no. We are the last pick of round 1. We couldn't have rolled a worse opportunity than that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hey, that is what it is, man. Let's see where we build this team now. This is going to be fun. I don't know in all of my mock drafts that we really had many opportunities drafting in pick number 30. That was kind of not expected. Everybody technically is going to have a round advantage. This is going to be interesting on us. We do get, obviously, we're going to get number 1 pick in round 2. So to kind of bounce off of this, we could play it smart. It depends on how we play it. Right? So, here we go. We'll talk about round 1. We're going to break down where people go. I like looking at where players go. I don't just throw things together. Here is where we are. I always like to point out either reunions or I like to be able to point out players that remained with the same teams. Now, round 1, we're going to kind of break some things down. Gunnar Henderson goes to the Mets. I don't like it. Bobby Witt Jr. to the Twins. Also don't like it. Ellie De La Cruz to the Orioles. I don't hate it. Paul Skeens to the Dodgers. Again, I hate it. Shohei Ohtani to the Braves. Don't like it. Juan Soto to the Yankees. Kind of funny. Especially because the Yankees took Soto over Judge, who ended up going to the White Sox there. So very interesting with that. Julio Rodriguez goes to the Cardinals, where Ronald Acuna Jr., Fernando Tatis, and Kyle Tucker. Look at this stack of outfielders. From 6 to 11, it is nothing but outfielders. And by the way, from 6 to 11, there is all right fielders other than Julio Rodriguez. Right field coming at a premier price tag, obviously, as we look at it. Tarek Skubal and Yordan Alvarez are going to be going as well. No one has reunioned with a team yet. Oh, there we go. We got George Kirby going back to the Seattle Mariners. Jose Ramirez going to the Giants. Jackson Merrill with the Astros. Francisco Lindor with the Red Sox. Roki Sasaki goes to the Rays. Michael Harris II goes to the Blue Jays. Brent Rooker to the Rangers. William Contreras, the catcher, goes to the Guardians. Mason Miller, lights out by the Reaper. Mason Miller is going to go to the Kansas City Royals. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto goes to the Angels, ladies and gentlemen, pick number 30 of round 1 belongs to us. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not really interested in any of these top guys, and I'm going to break it down why. Chris Sale's 35 years old. As much as his stuff is going to be dynamic, it's going to be great, Chris Sale is also 35 years old, right? $19 million, also a lot of money to pay a man for 2 years, where I feel he's set to decline. Zach Wheeler, same deal. I'm not paying a 34-year-old $42 million. This would cripple the rest of our draft if we did something along these lines. Blake Snell kind of falls into that same suit, where these are very dangerous players to consider in our fantasy draft, where if we lock in a guy like this, we are absolutely going to have holes in our team. My goal is to build a well-rounded team, not a team around one person. I don't want to do that. Players like Tyler Glasnow, while they are 31, this is still a little too risky for me to pay $27 million for a man that has not really given a healthy year in his career. And I'm just trying to be honest. His durability being at 82 is kind of laughable in my opinion, because I don't think that it should be that high. But again, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just kind of trying to point out what I see here. Sonny Gray, 35 years old. 3 years, 25. Not liking it. Now, a lot of these guys are probably going to go to some bigger market teams. That's fine. These guys are kind of off the market for me anyway. Now, somebody that is one of my favorite pitchers, one of my absolute go-to guys, is Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider has a lot to offer. Strider is, and has been, a strikeout menace in the 2 years that we've really seen him. He has had Tommy John. We have seen that the injuries are hopefully on the wayward, but it is a concern. Obviously coming back from Tommy John, hoping to have a bounce back year in 2025. Strider could look good for us. He could be a guy. Talking about contracts, if we're going to be locking in an ace, 26 years old, only paying him $12.5 million per year for a 5-year deal. We're going to have him until he's 31, and then we can decide on what we really want to do with Spencer Strider and that big fat paycheck that we're going to be giving him. I think that Strider is kind of a guy that we can really rely on, kind of go to. There are a lot of other arms. Now, I do want to consider this as well. We have the next pick of the draft. It is something that we may want to make as a dynamic. I also kind of want to just take the time real quick to make a draft notes and just kind of round by round just kind of put what player that we decide to take. Now, again, for us, we have to kind of value two people here as number one picks, right? I do have some guys in mind. And I do. The problem that I am scared about is how much we're going to lose in between our picks. Now, here are my thoughts with this. There is a 20-year-old Jackson Chourio that had a very fine year as a rookie. A lot of people believe Chourio is one of the next big things in baseball. You could argue that his contract is also very friendly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of paying him $10.3 million. We lock in a guy like Jackson Chourio and a guy like Spencer Strider. I think it really sets up a good young core team. You also have a guy like Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll kind of fits in that same boot as Jackson Chourio, although 4 years younger, has been in the league, and we've seen what he can do. Corbin Carroll in his absolute rookie year was fantastic. This is a guy that is a rookie of the year. 2023, he broke out with 54 stolen bases, hit 25 home runs while slapping 285. Carroll is a guy that a lot of people said last year he took a little bit of a step back, but we have seen Carroll showcase that he can be a fantastic player. Is he a guy that we take number 2? I am set, and we will get it out of the way now. I am set that Spencer Strider is my number 1. So, with that being said, Strider is going to be added to the regimen. Let us add Spencer right on the roster. Take a look here. Spencer Strider, right-handed pitcher. All right. You know what? We could, if it makes it easier, I could like maybe move this like this. Could maybe even cut it down a little because we don't need all that real estate. I could kind of just put this on the side of the, something like that. And kind of just have an idea. So now all we have to do is subtract out our money. We're taking $12.5 out of the bank here and paying Spencer Strider to be on this team. So we are now sitting at $112 million. All right, Spencer Strider. We move right into our pick 2. Where do we go? I really love the idea of Jackson Chourio. I mean, we could also go into some crazy two-headed dragon here and bring a guy like Hunter Green into the team. We're still sitting at over $100 million after round 2. And we lock in 2 super strong arms that are young and hungry. It's an idea. There is Adley Rutschman as well. Is Adley a guy that we want to lock in? Silver Slugger of 2023. He's had some fine years. First base is interesting. I don't think that there's anyone I really want to take as a round 2 pick here. Not that Freddie isn't a round 2 pick. Not that Walker or any of these guys aren't round 2 picks. It's just not really where I'm setting my sights on round 2. I like the idea of guys like Mason Wynn being on this team at some point. Maybe if we could lock him up, we will see. I'm between, I really am. I really like the idea of Jackson Chourio. What he could develop on this team could be very impressive. He's already got quirks. He's already great at playing. I mean, this could be a guy. This really could be a guy for us. He's fast. We know he can steal. He can play a lot of positions. If we need him to play center, he could be our center fielder. We slot him at left for now. I think the plan is Jackson Chourio. You know, just on, like, curiosity, what is Jackson Chourio currently doing? You know, he ain't playing bad. He really isn't. All right, let's take it. Let's take the young 20-year-old. We are still on. We're doing good. Minus 10-3. Get it on out of here. That sets us at 101,700,000 after we add Jackson Chourio to this team. Wanted to make sure that I added him. So round 1, Spencer Strider. Round 2 is Jackson Chourio. And now here's where the draft's about to get fun. Because we are about to watch, what is it? Yeah, dude. We're about to watch 60 picks go run by us real quick. Here we go. Anybody that great that we wanted to even think about is going to be now gone. Let's just get it out of the way. How bad was it? So, it's okay. I didn't really care to grab Crochet. So, we lose Langford. That would have been an interesting grab. Corey Seager goes. That's top shortstop. Will Smith goes. Adley goes. Catchers are going. More good arms as far as starting pitcher and guys like Logan Gilbert, Cole Reagans. I know I said about Wheeler, but also trying to pay attention if anyone did a return yet. We got Jazz Chisholm Jr. going to the Giants. Blake Snell finds his home in the Mariners. Chris Sale is a Brewer. Royce Lewis would have been a good grab. Corbin Carroll finds himself on the Cubs. That's a good home, I think, for him. A lot of these guys are all very good players. Some of these guys, Hunter Green going. That one hurts a little bit. Zach Neto is going to join Ronald Acuna Jr. So this round really didn't hurt too bad for people that like I'm eyeing up, I think. We lose guys like Carroll, Lewis. Kind of expected, right? Cowser, not the best. Duran hurts. I wanted to add Duran, to be honest with you guys. Jared Jones going also hurts. Cruz going, but he goes back to the Pirates. So I'm okay with that. Any other returns that I didn't notice? Tanner Scott to the Orioles, if that counts. I count that. Freddie Freeman to the Yankees, huh? Justin Steele would have been a good pick. Bryson Miller, Mark Vientos. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be a shortstop, third baseman, or a catcher, depending on what is there. Because we got one solid pitcher. Yeah, there goes Mason Wynn. Westberg. All right. So let's look. As far as catchers go, Gabriel Moreno, not really a guy I'm interested in. I wouldn't mind Cisco Alvarez. Wouldn't mind Langoliers. Wouldn't mind O'Hoppe. All those guys, possibles, but I don't think that they're round 3 guys. We have Pete Alonso at round 3. It's a lot of money, but we could lock in a big power bat like Alonso. Could be decent. A lot of quirks. The guy can hit the shit out of a baseball. He'll only be 32. We could bring the polar bear into this. Could bring back Tristan. We could not back, but we could bring Tristan Casas into this as well. I'm a really big fan of him. Just kind of thinking about first base. Second base, I love the idea of Ozzy Albies. There is a couple guys that I'm eyeing up here soon. And I think I have to be smart about who I draft in this round to ensure that things happen the right order. Not order, but... Not a lot of center field options left really either. Some, but not many. Adolis Garcia could be a guy that's cool. How much is Seiya? You know, Seiya Suzuki, 30 years old for 17. He's had some decent seasons. I'm not against Seiya Suzuki here. Let's take a peek at starting pitching. Ooh. Freddie Peralta is right there. It's another good, very affordable pick. It is a really good 2-pick. Shota Imanaga, I think, just has a slightly too large of a contract. I think we might lock in Seiya Suzuki and then lock in Freddie Peralta round 4. So I really like the idea of Freddie Peralta being on this team. Back-to-back years with 200 strikeouts. Back-to-back years with sub-4s. We've seen Freddie be really good. I think Peralta's a good candidate for this team. Let's go Seiya first. I don't know why, but I just feel like Seiya Suzuki first is what we should be doing. So I'm going to just mark it that Seiya Suzuki is the guy that we take first. And then round 4, we are going to take Freddie Peralta. Okay. Now let's figure this out budget-wise. So we'll take out 17. This is going to be our highest paid player currently. Sets us at 84. It's not horrible. It really isn't horrible. And then we just mark our right fielder. Say Suzuki. I like it. Let's draft him. And then we go again. Freddie Peralta. 3-1. Minus 3-1. Boom. Not bad. We're sitting at 81.6 right now. This is not bad at all. Peralta's a great pick. What's Adam? Oh, you know what? I should mark down what my guys are too. Like right-handed batter, right-handed batter. Like if we get a nice lefty now, that'd be nice. All right. I'm gonna be honest. I think I know who the two are that I want to pick. So Alvarez and Ohapi go. Did anyone return to a team? We didn't look. I mean, I didn't pay attention, I should say. Not really. Nope. Pirates are gonna be good. Ah, Tristan went. That was one of our guys. They get two of our shortstops as well. All right. Well, it is time to unlock the youth card. There are two guys that I really want to lock up. For being honest, there's like 3 or 4. One of them is Dylan Cruz. You guys kind of know the deal with Dylan Cruz. I'm thinking, to start it off, Dylan Cruz will probably be our center fielder. It's kind of where I'm thinking. So, I'm going to lock up Dylan Cruz. And I'm going to place him in center. Because I really think Dylan Cruz is going to be our center fielder of the future. Okay? So, the good thing is, we only have to pay him $800,000 to begin this. Beautiful thing with rookies. I'm excited. Dylan Cruz offers a lot of young upside. Again, more than likely going to be the center fielder. Staying with youth, I'm locking these guys up. And then I think we're probably going to have to go to a pitcher, shortstop, or catcher at that point. Someone else that I just cannot miss, and I do not want to miss in this draft, is Jackson Holliday. So, again, we are taking the time to draft some super young, super high ceiling, high potential players. Jackson Holliday is going to also start at second base where he normally has been. Now, the thing with Jackson is that he can play short or third, and I like that tool set with him. I'm hoping that Holliday can be super, super utilized as a ball player for us. He has struggled, but again, the high ceiling, it is there. So Holliday is also going to get locked on this team. Let me just, again, we're locking up young talent. Round 6, we lock up Jackson Holliday. All right. Did I don't think we subbed out. Nope. All right. So then this one also another 800,000. We are right now at a perfect and even 80 million entering round 7. I'm not upset about that. Seen a couple arms going, a couple people that I'm not too happy about. All right. Let's see who went. So, a couple good first basemen. Some more pitching is going, but again, we got 2 that are locked, so I'm not stressing on that too much. The shortstops of Ortiz and Abrams going, not a fan of. Nico going, yeah, the middle infielders are looking pretty worn down. I think we're going to have to go second, or we're going to have to get a third baseman and a shortstop. Junior Caminero would have been a great addition to this team. Okay. It is time to see what remains for shortstop, third base. Shortstop wise here, there are some names. There's also some names that I'd rather not be our starters. The question is, do we rely on a guy like Xander Bogaerts as our shortstop? Not that he's bad, but the age getting there. 32 years old, been in the league for a long time. Bogaerts, who, again, very talented player, very decorated player in his career, has started to see the bat kind of dip down a little bit. This is a guy that has had a fantastic career, though. Third base wise, also getting very weak in this department. Man, I really hate to look at it that way, but we are running low on the old dynamic. We are missing a power bat, so signing Rhys Hoskins wouldn't be horrible. That could be an option. At third base, I'm honestly a little bit at a toss of where I want to go with this. I don't know if I want to go defensively with Ke'Bryan Hayes. I kind of want to find a lefty in one of these positions because I feel that we are a very right-handed heavy team right now. But there's not really anybody that I'm too keen on. Like, even Josh Smith, I'm really not, like, he doesn't woo me. None of these third basemen are truly wooing me. Connor Norby interests me a little, but the defense is very scary. Michael Garcia is very interesting, but the dynamic of having a bunch of guys that potentially aren't going to be able to get on base too well and too consistent worries the team for me. You have Kobe Mayo, who is a decent bat. The defense is something to build on, and a lot of people are high on Kobe Mayo, and they believe that he could be a solid player. I think he could be. There's Matt Shaw. Shortstops. There are guys like Jordan Lawler. There are guys like, I'm sure he's still in here somewhere. Marcelo Myers here. Aiden Miller is here. Jacob Wilson. So there are still some younger shortstops. Center field. To lock up some center fielders wouldn't be horrible, like just a backup. Because we got Dylan, we got Seiya, we got Jackson. We got a good outfield. I don't know that I want a backup to be the draft, like a guy that we draft right now. I almost feel like we're kind of got our hand forced to take Xander Bogaerts. And I feel like we get stuck with a horrible contract, though. There is Willie Castro that I was kind of overlooking a little bit. You know, Willie Castro could be an idea. What are the chances? Here's where my mind's at. okay. Instead of having Xander, who we know this contract is not going to pay off in the long run, right? Nolan could arguably still be a great defender at his older age. I mean, we're not getting prime Nolan Arenado for 32.5, right? But third base is also becoming a dark, scary black hole for us. As shortstop is as well. But Willie Castro, I think, could save that, at least for the year. And I have a plan that we can kind of go off of this. If we get Willie now, and then we draft someone next, like Jordan Lawler, who could maybe be like a potential starter, potential guy that floats around, and we kind of stack up on some young talent on the bench while a guy like Nolan Arenado for the next 3 years kind of send off, because 33, 34, 35-year-old Nolan Arenado, we'll see what he does, right? Could be an idea. Are we guaranteed that we get Rhys Hoskins then? Is another thing. I think I go Rhys Hoskins and Willie. Maybe. Yandy is hit in his career. He's a bit older, but Yandy has hit in his career, and having him at first base could be good. Carlos Santana, kind of the same deal, man. Like, Santana has walked. Santana has proved that he's a good hitter. Won a Gold Glove last year. I mean, like, very underrated career of Carlos Santana, really. I mean, Michael Busch was not horrible either. So someone that I think needs to be on the team is Willie Castro. So just from what I'm looking at. So let's just get Willie on the team. 73-6 is where we're at with Willie Castro now. So round 7, right? This is round 7. We take Willie Castro. Now, Willie Castro, probably going to be our shortstop, I would say. How do you, like, what is the... Is this switch hitting batter? Like, is that it? It just looks icky. It doesn't look right to me. Does it look right to anyone else? Hey, Queen Ariel, thank you for all the hearts. I'm so sorry I missed your chat. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I appreciate all the love. I am doing wonderful. Hopefully you were doing wonderful as well. We are currently trying to make our draft. We're trying to lock in as much as we can, but I do appreciate all the love. Yeah, I was. I apologize. I really do. I wasn't trying to ignore you. I was trying to make sure that we had everything kind of focused in on that. So I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I'm also looking at like 3 different chats, and every once in a while the TikTok one kind of gets like a little bit like moved over, and I kind of happen to miss it. I know that's a very bad thing to say, but the truth is the truth, and that is where we are with it. All right, so we lock in Willie. We're at $73 million now left. We have 90 players to draft. We are at round 8. where do we go from here? Dennis Santana also being a 77 is absolutely wild. What do they want me to draft? They want me to draft a center fielder. We already have a center fielder, so I'm not really like we already have one. We don't, but we do. Dylan Cruz is gonna be our center fielder. What baseball game is this? This is MLB The Show 25. This is the newest game on their title. So all the players are up to their most accurate attributes and overalls, things like that. We're a pretty big baseball fans, so we tend to get it every year. I tend to try. Now the question is, do I want to spend $32 million and get Nolan Arenado for 3 years to fill this void? Do I take the chance on Ke'Bryan Hayes? How old's he going to be? 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. He'll be 33 at the end of his contract. Okay. Do we think that Ke'Bryan improves? I mean, the glove's there. The glove's worth it in its own right. And with how weak everything is, we save ourselves possibly screwing ourselves in Nolan Arenado. Are you a legit zookeeper? Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. Here, look. Here's my work shirt from the day. Hold on. Where's my, like... Boom. 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 Oh my god, that's so cool. Yeah. I am a keeper at my local zoo, and it's been a absolute amazing experience. Playing a zoo is one of my favorite games. I've debated playing it. I debated playing it just for the sake of the fact that I do work at a zoo, and I think people would like it, but at the same time, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things, it's like kind of like separation of church and state, right? I mean, dude, getting Nolan Arenado would be so sick. Like, look at the decorations our boy got. We do every once in a while play Jurassic Park Evolution, which is kind of like zookeeping. It's just dinosaurs. Is that good? Yeah, I like Jurassic Park Evolution. I don't mind it. It's a good game. It is. If you like Planet Zoo, you would probably like it. I would imagine that. Like, I could see you liking it. I think we're going to go with Hayes. Let's minus out 8.8. Let's get that out of the way. We're sitting at what now? 64.8 for our total budget. That's not bad. Yeah, I think we lock in Ke'Bryan. We start to really round out our positional team. I think we have to get a pitcher or at least a relief pitcher this round, though, after this. So let's focus on that. Are you a baseball fan at all, Ariel? If not, I am curious what brought you to the stream. We have been doing a lot of stuff, but I do recommend Jurassic Park Evolution if you haven't played it. We are playing the second one. I never played the first one, so I can't give my honest opinions about that one. But I do really like the second one. Ke'Bryan Hayes. Hold on, we have a lot of off-screen stuff that I like to try to keep track on. Little bit. That's all right. That's all right. I am more than welcome to help you on your journey in learning baseball. No question is a dumb question. I always appreciate that anybody that likes to ask questions or do anything like that. We always do. And just so you know, we are always, if we are live on TikTok, we are always live on Twitch as well. We always are live on the both. And we are actually also live on YouTube today as well for the first time in a very, very long time. Only vertically, though, because whatever it's called is very icky. Streamlabs, you have to have a vertical display. Well, I finally caught you live and wanted to say hi and see you since you got moved to my team. Oh, amazing. Absolutely. Oh, you're with Studio 42. That's amazing. Awesome. That is so wonderful that is where you ended up finding me. That is awesome. I am so happy. Yeah, I've heard Streamlabs is tough. It is very tough, and that is my problem. I know it's kind of like taboo to talk about, but I have always focused on not just TikTok is how I will say it, that icky purple app that we're not allowed to talk on. I also go on there, and like I said, the big old red button, I guess is what you can call it without getting in trouble, right? And we have to kind of work around those edges a little bit. But I try my best. I try my best to not say those icky words, but hey, we slip up every once in a while, right? But yeah, it's awesome getting to meet you for the first time and getting to actually interact. I've been very, very busy with zookeeping, as it is a job that I have recently got to do. So I've been doing it now for like the past 2 months now, and it's been a absolute blessing, to be honest. But yeah, zookeeping is really fun. We have lemurs, we have marmosets, camels, fallow deer, pigs, a tiger, sheep, goats. What else do we got? All types of stuff. Truly, there is a lot of different dynamics to the job. So I am not only a zookeeper, but I do a lot of the maintenance. So a lot of building the enclosures, building habitats, and things like that. I have my hands involved in at least like the labor intensive sides of things of that. I don't necessarily plan out the enclosure or anything of that nature, but I do try to help build the pens and keep them as stable as they can be. So we have what they call like a project focus days. So there are days that I am project focused and project driven to ensure that I do all of the right acquisitions and all of the right things to make sure that our animals are all taken care of, right? Because at the end of the day, to be a keeper and to do the job that I do, you have to love the animals, but you have to also be able to separate the fact that the animals are your job, right? And you have to love the animals, but you also have to not make the animals your full day focus, if that makes sense. Because if you do that, then you kind of end up you end up losing the care for the animal, to put it bluntly, right? Am I about to draft Clayton Kershaw? Because 7.5 for Clayton Kershaw is an absolute steal. I think I draft some type of solid closer. Jeremiah Estrada, probably. Yeah. We'll draft Jeremiah Estrada, because I need a solid arm out of the pen. I need a solid bullpen arm. I need somebody that is reliable. I need somebody that is very good, to put it simply. And Estrada was that last year for the San Diego Padres. So he pitched 61 innings and he struck out 94 batters. So he's almost generating over 200 or 100. What am I saying? He's almost generating 2 strikeouts per inning that he's pitching, right? So that is something that we need to kind of focus on with him and with our team, is that I need to be able to draft good arms. I need to be able to draft people that I can reliably have whenever our starting pitching doesn't pitch good. Estrada, who may not be the closer, may be the closer, I'm not sure yet, because the thing with Estrada is he only has 1 career save, right? So we're gonna have to keep that dynamic in mind. We are getting to that point in the draft. Now, I mentioned this earlier. You know what? We'll lock Estrada in closer for now, but I don't know that is where his home is going to be. I love Randy Orton's old theme song right now, by the way. This is hitting home for me. So Estrada, I think we only have to pay him, what, yet? 800K. Very cheap contract. All right. 800K, boom. So we take Jeremiah Estrada. I don't care. I'm taking Clayton Kershaw. Why not? 7.5. Ooh. Hold on. Boom. minus 7.5. Bang. All right, so that hurts us a little bit. We're at 56.5 now. That's not horrible. Like that's really not horrible entering the 10th round, but it could be better. Round 10, we ended up picking up Clayton Kershaw. Again, I'm keeping tabs on everything like this. I'm typing some things in the background because we are also going to be making this into a YouTube video as well, for those of you guys that are wondering. I try to be able to create my content dynamically. I try to be able to allow things to kind of breathe. We are trying to bring the YouTube back into life a little bit. I'm finally trying to gather a little bit of algorithm and gather a little bit of reins on this entire thing. So, not too bad. Clayton Kershaw is going to be another solid lefty to have, is another thing that is really kind of going to be fun. So, first left-handed pitcher that we actually get, that is a good thing. We're looking pretty decent. A lot of position players. That's okay. So, Clayton Kershaw, welcome to the team. I'm thinking after this, do a couple things here. We could bounce back into, I think we bounce back into the bullpen. I think I want to grab Jose Alvarado real quick. He's a really solid lefty, and there's not too many solid lefties that are going to be remaining. So just to get a good bullpen arm, it does cost a little bit, but it's a price that, again, I'm kind of willing to pay just to get the premium lefty on the team. So I'm not going to talk about Jose Alvarado too much because he is exactly that. He is a lefty specialist that's going to be in the bullpen. He is potentially going to be the closer whenever there are a lot of lefties coming up in the 9th inning. It might benefit us to use Alvarado over Estrada if that is where the team is kind of looking like it's going to go to. So this isn't terrible. I'm not hating the team. I'm really not. I think I have at least one more round until I want to draft another reliever. We don't have a catcher and we don't have a first baseman yet. Jonah Himes kinda is looking like our best bet here. Switch hitter. Wouldn't be bad to have another switch hitter. Stats aren't really that bad. 4.6 isn't a horrible contract. Yeah, it's Jonah Heim. Jonah in the whale. Also Gold Glover. Also that Gold Glove. Alright. Jonah Heim. And again, switch hitting. We'll just mark it like that. I like it. I like it. Alright, we gotta catch myself up on who we just all drafted here and marking them. Boom. 13. I should maybe there's something that I should mark. You know what? Yeah, let me do this real quick. We'll get another screen capture. Add a new one. Look at our draft notes. This one. Boom. Fix this real quick, guys. Probably just leave this like this because probably gonna have to make it bigger. Why is it so ugly looking? Put this like probably here. Maybe not so big. Whoa! Whoa! Nearly drug myself to the deep end. We put this one right here. Okay. That don't look too bad. Let me cover that up. I don't like the yellow. It looked icky. I don't know why that one's so fuzzy. I don't know why, but that is what it is. Okay. Man, do they want me to take a center fielder. Let's get our... I don't want to make a mistake here. I'm going to get Paul and lock in an actual first baseman. Boy, this is going to cost us a lot, but I'm doing it. Unless there's like Michael Bush or someone still available, but yeah, I don't see that happening. Yeah. I'm just getting Paul. Alright, cool. Paul Gold. Paul Gold. Paul Gold. On the team. Damn, that's kind of crazy. We just took Paul Goldschmidt. Alright. We are not probably going to do the entire draft, by the way, but I would like to at least do 25. You know, James Outman would not be bad to be the third or the fourth outfielder. And then there's Alec Thomas. Like, we could actually really have some... I like James Outman. I like James Outman for this. Let me add these guys in here then. See, we need a DH, which technically could be James Outman. Because we need the lefty bat. We'll say James Outman. And then we can say left-handed batter, question mark. Because I'm not sure, but we are definitely adding him on the team. Okay. I think we need to get a pitcher. I think we got to add to our pitching regimen now. You know what? Let me make sure. Let's do exactly that. I'm going to get one of the relievers that I really like. Is the other one still here too? That I like. No. Jason Foley's still available as well. And Andrew Nardi.
So, you think you're untouchable?
Still some good relievers. I am going to take Luke Weaver. I am a big Luke Weaver fan. Luke Weaver can be a lot of things, but for me, I think Luke Weaver is just dynamic, right? So the reason I say that, Luke Weaver last year just got turned as a reliever for the New York Yankees. 84 innings, struck out 103 batters with a sub-3 ERA. It was absolutely lights out. recorded 4 saves, 22 holds with a whip under 1. I mean, the guy was insane, right? Like, he was really, really solid. I think he's really underrated, and I think he's somebody that we could all kind of talk about a little bit. So that's why we're going to go with him. And then I'm going to go and say, let me just do this. Add it all together. Okay. Little John Cena. I like Luke Weaver. We take him. Pitcher. Yeah, I think it's time to get another pitcher. How much is Jordan Montgomery making? 25 million is insane. I had to just look at it. Matt Waldron would be kind of fun. Or anyone else that's like... Ooh, wait. He's actually having a really good season right now. Zebby. I don't know if I want to lock in Zebby Matthews or not. So I feel like there's some other... Ooh. Dustin May? Hey, World Wrestling Entertainment with the follow. Appreciate you. Much love, much love. Hopefully you're having a good time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What are we gonna say with Dustin May here? Are we feeling that Dustin May is gonna be our 4th pitcher? We're gonna have 2 Dodger guys. I kind of like it. And for what? 2-1? I think Dustin May is a worthwhile investment here. I really do. Again, for 2-1 at this point in the draft, needing to get decent arms, I think Dustin May fits really well there. So round 16 is an easy Dustin May round. All right. Where are we at with it now? Oh, Andrew Nardi went, man. That kind of sucks. He was a guy that I was interested in. Kind of thinking we should find somebody that's... Yeah, well, that's where I was at with it. I'm going to say we should start thinking about a closer. My mind has different thoughts about this. That dude ain't real, right? That guy does not exist. Wow, we are like not looking sharp. Then again, Craig Kimbrell for 800K. Just to say that we have a closer, somebody that could close games. Fuck it. I'm doing it. Y'all are gonna call me crazy. I'm doing it. I don't see anybody else that I really care. You know what? I'm making him a setup, man. You know what? No. Here's what we're gonna do. And then we're just gonna make this Craig Kimbrell. And then we subtract out 800K. Still sitting pretty. Still sitting pretty good. All right. Round 17, that was Craig Kimbrell. I know I'm going to get shit from that one from somebody when they read that. Is that where we want to be? Do we want to lock in a... I said about a DH. 14 million really hurts us, though. I need an inexpensive DH. How much do we end up paying JD Martinez if we sign him? I mean, 7.5 for him's not horrible. Jake Bowers could be a guy. Actually, some decent guys in here. I don't mind it at all. My heart wants to take Giancarlo Stanton. I don't think I can reliably go. I mean, we could do JD. But the question is, it's like, you know what? I'm just taking JD Martinez and making him a DH. I'm believing in it. Maybe I shouldn't take JD. I feel like I'm having second thoughts already on this one. I mean, it doesn't even have to be an outfielder, but I feel like there's not going to be many other options as far as a solid DH. Christian Encarnacion could play first. And we could have Paul Goldschmidt be the DH. Tyler Soderstrom still right here, looking like a guy that could hit the shit out of baseballs like he does. Hey, the franchise, thanks for looking at it live, my guy. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're having a good time. So who the hell do we bring onto the team right now? They're telling us pitching. I mean, we could get the final piece of the puzzle in pitching. Who is it, though? How you been? I've been good, man. I've been good. We're not doing too bad. We're kind of... Today's a little bit of a chill day. We're hanging out. We're making a recording for YouTube while also live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live on TikTok. You guys have been absolutely great. Guys popping back in. I know I haven't been live the past like couple weeks. It's been a little bit hard. But I'm getting a lot of stuff done. I'm trying to get focused in the new job, trying to make sure that I stay up to par with what's going on with that. And then in the same sense, I'm also trying to make sure that I get things for my wedding going on and doing all that stuff. So it's been a dance, but it has been a fun dance. I kind of like Luis Ortiz. I like the idea of Luis Ortiz. Remember, we have to be relatively smart with our money here. This might be a time where we take some younger guys like a Max Meyer, or if they have them, I might take them over Max Meyer. Maybe we take both. We probably could. Ooh, I like Jacob here. I'm seeing some pitching that I'm liking here. Robbie Snelling looking decent. Where is he in here? There's a lot of good names around this. I know he's only a 65 overall. That's why I'm seeing. I feel like he definitely is. Jack Leiter. You know what? I'm taking Jack Leiter. He's going to, at the very least, be our long reliever. And I need somebody like that. So, I'm taking Jack Leiter as the pitcher. Again, also a contract that is only 800K. So, not too bad of a contract. But, yeah, man. I mean, it's been a lot. We've been hanging out. We've been trying to, make sure that we have a good draft today so we can actually get into some decent, gameplay for everybody and have some fun doing that. Because my whole thing is I want to be able to, every time I play something, I want to be able to create content with it. And that has been a problem that I haven't been able to achieve lately. They want me to go with another outfielder. And it's kind of like, do we just take the big guy? Is there anyone here that's like, whoa, can't believe they're still here? All the like best of the best guys are gone, but might be a young stud in here, like Jason Chourio, 19 years old. We're taking that. That's his brother. We have the brothers. Be dynamic about it. That'd be fun. I'm doing it. Hold on, before I draft him, I have to see how much we have to pay Chourio. 70K, that is beautiful. $70,000. Cheapest contract that we've had so far. I am not going to put him on that roster, though, because he's probably not going to be on the roster. A shortstop now. Orlando Arcia, we kind of let this one hang out to dry. Blaze Alexander could be fun. I'm not against Blaze Alexander, but I want to see if there's anyone else that someone missed over, or maybe they're potentially a better option for us to go with. Like, there's Max Muncy. I like Blaze Alexander, I think. 800,000, Blaze Alexander, bench player, first one. I'm alright with that. I think Blaze Alexander has a little bit of flair in his game. Strong arm, be able to make something happen with him. At some point, we will have Chourio, the Chourio brothers probably both up, but I don't think we will together. What did I think of Mania? I didn't hate it, first off. I know my reaction sounded like I'm trying to like cover up for it. I didn't hate it. The main event was, I feel, intended to not be good, right? Like, that was the intent of John Cena's whole thing. Like, the fans get nothing. He didn't have a crazy walkout. He didn't have this. He didn't have this. And it was WrestleMania, right? So, I think that was cool. I think a lot of people are like, I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the Travis Scott part just because I don't think Travis Scott really needs to be involved with this shit. But I did like that it is setting up something more, right? And we're going to find out more about that here on Monday night. But it is just neat to me that we have gotten to this part. I also totally loved the Fatal 4-Way for the IC title. It was fantastic, dude. That was fantastic. Fantastic outcome. Any one of those guys could have won. I think I would have been pretty alright with it. But the outcome that we got is tremendous. And it's fantastic. I'm so happy for Dom. And I think that he needs to really be thankful. I think we found our DH too and our backup catcher. This is fantastic. So James Outman is no longer going to be our intended DH. I'm just gonna label him as outfield because we can get Travis d'Arnaud, and I think d'Arnaud will be a better DH plus 6 mil. But no, there's been a lot of really good matches and everything that was going on in Mania that I really liked. We're also getting to that point where we can probably sim here soon. I want to get a starting pitcher. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also bummed that LA Knight lost because the thing that I loved about that match was that BFT somersault, that, you know exactly what move I'm talking about. That was such a fantastic spot, and I feel like to pull that off and LA Knight not get a win out of that was a little disappointing, even though the move was tremendous. I think that was a tremendous way for LA Knight to retain, and they didn't do that. I know that you got to sell that, like, you know, the Simone Werewolf is exactly that, but man, I think they messed that up a little bit. I'm taking Blanco. I kind of like Ronel Blanco. I think we can do something with this. All right. So Blanco. I know we're at draft 22. I got to update our draft notes. How much is Enrique? 4? You know what? Enrique Hernandez would be a great vibe on this team. I'm just putting util because that's exactly what he's going to be. I can't say he's going to be an infielder or an outfielder or anything of that nature because that would just be lying. Okay, we are starting to cut down the budget. I feel like we have more than what that projected budget does let itself off to be, but we'll see. All right, round 21, we took... Who did we take on round 21? Who was it? Was this one d'Arnaud and then into... This is 23. No, this is 24. We did Jason. We already did Leiter. We did Alexander. So then we have Hernandez to add still. Blanco and d'Arnaud. So that's exactly how it went, right? We went Travis, d'Arnaud, and then we went Ronel Blanco, and then after that we did Enrique. Boom. Okay. I think we're at that point where the team's like kind of figured out, other than some, yeah, bullpen stuff. So need some affordable, decent arms. I might let that go into the hands of the AI with that. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, Garrett Clevenger. I'll take that. All right. So that is that part of the draft. for the team. So we are done with the draft. The draft part is done. So now I can hide this stuff. We are now done with that portion. Wonderbar. Let me pull that back up. All right, here we go. Let's see what this team looks like now. This is the part that's going to be interesting. So, we're ranked 25th. I don't really feel that that's an honest draft. You know, I was also thinking about this. James Outman could be a starter. We could have a great platoon of Dylan Cruz and James Outman to start the season. And that's just a thought. So in my opinion, this team is not how I have it laid out in the slightest. I think it's going to be laid out like that positionally against righties, and then against lefties I think it's going to be well, we got Casey Schmidt. I'm actually really okay with that. That also really saves Jackson Holiday as well. Wow. Okay, that is great. That is a great Christian Franklin. I don't know that I want. I feel like we're missing somebody that we blaze. Yeah, I think Blaze will be our other guy instead of Christian Franklin, respectfully. I'm just trying to look at our team and make sure that I got everybody, because I think Enrique is just going to be our, like, 5th outfielder to a degree, and we can have Casey Schmidt, Blaze Alexander kind of battle around. Enrique and I think Casey could play first, maybe, but I feel like someone else on this team can play first. I swear I've seen someone else that could play first, but maybe I'm wrong. It's not that big of a deal. I know Enrique can. We'll figure that part out. I don't think not having like a actual set first baseman other than Enrique Hernandez isn't the worst thing. I just think Goldie will probably, I mean, I don't know, he's got 97 durability. The dude's an ox. It just feels, I feel bad that we're not giving Dylan Cruz that, like, set opportunity, but at the same time, he didn't go crazy. I don't know. We'll see. He's going to get at bats. He's going to get time to play. I need to not worry about it so much. Leading off, I'm also realizing we don't really have like a set. Like, I kind of think the team's gonna look more like to be honest. I think Cabrian will swap out there. Kind of like this. I like that there. I think that that team plays pretty well. You know, and Willie Castro even isn't a guy that has to play every day as well. I don't like see a reason that he does. Like if we feel that Blaze Alexander is gonna light up the lefties if we give him the opportunity, maybe we try it to start the season. We know that Willie's going to be on the team, honestly. I'm giving Blaze Alexander the opportunity to prove me that he can be that. I just want to see what he can put up. We got Ryan Yarbrough, too. This is going to be a pretty decent team. The bullpen is not the greatest, but we got some good ends to it. I think we can make it better by just adding Dustin May. And then trading out Boyd. What's our... Hold on. Our budget's at that. 23. What if we... I have an idea. Matthew Boyd. We have one. We have some lefties, actually. Kind of need a righty that's pretty strong. Let's try to just get somebody right now. Oh, Camilo Doval. I like that. I think Doval fits in this team well. Kind of want to be able to take a contract off of them pretty free though. Like somebody we otherwise, while Randy went back to the Rays, that's kind of nice. Like Miggy, he would be a nice piece to have. What do we want to get out of this? Maybe just honestly another reliever. They got Bobby Miller as a reliever. Hold on now. I'm willing to get rid of something here. How about... Oh, wow, we have Nate Pearson as well. Whoa, we actually have some arms to try out. I'm not even messing around, and if we add Bobby Miller in this, oh my god, why do we have Frankie Montas? I don't want these guys. I'm sorry. I need to take a huge contract from them that isn't gonna, like, I'll take Marte. I feel like I have to take Marte. I feel like I take Marte. I don't think Marte's the guy, man. I mean, if literally for anybody else, though, like, you could, like, this would work. I mean, what if we don't? Hold on. What about instead of him? I want to give them something a little more realistic. I mean, I feel like you know what I mean? I feel like it has to be something stupid like this. I mean, it doesn't really help us, huh? Taking Martain, that doesn't really help us. I think third's kind of... Well, and then there was Mason Wynn. Imagine. Owen Miller. Theo Gillen. And we give them... Who do we want to give them if we try to... Wow. We got Nick. Michael Grove. Wow, they gave us some ballers. Ooh, what about Xavier Isaac? That actually could be a really good addition, and then maybe make a subtraction that's worth getting rid of. I don't know what to give them. Wait, I like this because... Alright, I'm gonna do the trade. I'm just gonna shut up about it. Alright, now the next one I want to get rid of is Frankie Montes' stupid contract. But let's check on this team for a second. I want Dustin May on this Major League squad as a pitcher. Camilo Doval is easily... Well, shit. Camilo Doval could be the closer now. If I'm being honest, I think we just found our new closer. Let Doval close. That gives Alvarado a chance to be a setup. Kimbrel's kind of back of the barrel now. No, not really. He's just more middle relief. See how Miller does. Lineup wise, we'll let Xavier Edwards stay, but I think I do want to trade for some type of... If that's what we're going to get rid of, let's get an outfielder as like a pricey one that we can vibe with. I'd do him if it was more than the fact that he's just a left fielder. We're not gonna get anyone too crazy from this, by the way. I had to just look at it. Jorge Soler wouldn't be terrible either. Schwarber would be insane. Julio, imagine. I'm honestly like trying to chase like a bad contract, yeah. Springer's another one where it's like we could bring that in, but he can't play the other positions. Imagine. Who is the current DH? What if I traded for Nick Castellanos? I don't know. I don't know. Does he fit is the question. These guys are desperate. Wow, they're broke. My God, look at their pitching. Here's Stanton. What if I just did Stanton and said fuck it? We have a plan. And I'm gonna believe in my plan. Do I have any terrible contracts that I need to ship off? Because if I do, now is the time. I only seen one that I am questioning holding on. Okay. There it is. We are able to get rid of Frankie. We have to give up Outman and Madrigal. But we get Johan Rojas, which is arguably one of the best defenders in the entire game. He could be that backup. I think we'll probably change him to be able to play left and right because I feel that he can. We'll see. And then we get Stanton for DH purposes. So team gonna look a little different, as I'm now gonna make it be where it is a platoon between the two catchers. Giancarlo is gonna be the set DH. Center field is primarily gonna be Dylan Cruz's job. So just throwing that out there. And then Johan Rojas is also probably more than likely gonna make this roster. Casey Schmidt might not make the roster. Damn, I am hungry. All right. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to end the stream, and I think I am going to go get something to eat, to be honest, because I am starving. I have not ate yet today, and I am very hungry. So I will see everybody all in the next one. Thank you guys for tuning in. Your boy is starving. I'm going to get some food. See y'all later. Bye-bye.